All right. Good evening. Good evening. You're here for last minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Me and Mike are here, and we are here for your quick fix for sports. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. First thing you got to do, like this show, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are out on Twitter. We are here on YouTube, and we are on Facebook too. Don't forget to fill out the form below in the description to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 or more even sports betting. Yes, let's do it. And the Discord link is below for the paid picks from OddsJam. Go there to get those paid picks. OddsJam Player Prop mobile app link is here. This will help you if you have an iPhone, an iPad, or a Mac computer. It will help you a lot with your player prop betting. Click the links below for the best sports books in your state and the OddsJam Partner Program. Share that link with your friends. You get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. We have live chat available, Mike. And don't forget, we got a Calendly link for Mike down there. One for me if you want to have a one-on-one with us tutorial. And also, you can email Mike at oddsjam.com, Bob at oddsjam.com. Comments have been great so far with the move to the new channel. We're just trying to get more people here and make it happen. There's been a lot of baseball that has been played. Next game is at what time here? Looks like 6:05. So, Mike, I'm going to let you take off here. I'm just going to tell you right now, my play of the night is going to be the Cardinals on the run line minus 1.5, and I'll let you take it away with what bets you have.
Yeah, Bob, I can't disagree with that bet. I did take them last night. Last night was tough for me. I got thumped, but coming off of 3-4 hot days in a row, I mean, you're gonna lose at some point. So you just have to expect it, and you just bounce back and keep going. And tonight will be no exception to that. I'm going to continue to jump right into it. And I've got a parlay that I want to use the parlay builder for here. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you a little let's do a two-leg parlay on this, Bob.
Go ahead.
And I'm going to share my screen and show you what I'm rolling with. But before I do that, I want to guide you to the recommended filters, and I want to show you a play that I love. And It is an NRFI and this Brewers-Dodgers game. You got Gonsolin on the mound for the Dodgers. You got Lauer on the mound for the Brewers. I like this play a lot. We can get it for minus 109. Pinnacle prices it at minus 123. Take the juice out of that play. Minus 113 are fair odds. 18 cents a market with. Pretty good there. We take a look at this play itself. What kind of value are we getting? Well, nowhere else will give you better than minus 111, which you could say to yourself, well, minus 111 is not, I mean, it's almost minus 109. True, but it's not. And look at outside the box here, right? Minus 120, minus 120, minus 125, minus 120. Obviously, we've got some discrepancy going on here, and this play makes sense for obvious reasons. We're over 53% win probability, guys. I mean, come on. Let's get on it.
And it's a morning coffee pick. Because we did it this morning, baby.
Good. These recommended filters, as I said, one thing I've noticed with them in particular, and not every single one of them, lots of them have high win probabilities. So essentially, you're basically finding bets that are really, really, really your best of the best in terms of winning, okay? Not the best of the best in terms of line discrepancy, but there is good line discrepancy in a lot of these. I found a few today that I will share with you all in my bet tracker that had some pretty good line discrepancy as well. So that's what I'm rolling with there. I saw that pop up on the recommended filters, that NRFI. I wanted you all to look at that. Now to my bet tracker, let's check out what I got. I'm going to go with the Cardinals over 4.5 team total tonight. plus 125 is what I got it for. I'm beating the closing line value on all these bets right now, by the way, which is awesome. That was on Caesars. Madelson over 1.5 player bases. I went with that one. Plus 140 on FanDuel. Again, beating the closing line value. Then I took the Guardians on the run line. Minus 1.5. Plus 112 is what I got it for on Bet Rivers. As you can see here, if you haven't placed this bet and you're looking to bet it, I would say, yes, this still has good value at plus 104. I would still tail this bet, but I would get on it quick, and not run the risk of this dropping anymore. But at plus 104, if you haven't bet it yet and you're looking for a winning bet that I think will hit and a recommended filter play as well, I say roll with it. The White Sox under 3.5 team total, got that for minus 106 on FanDuel. And look, Houston has got to bounce back tonight. They've lost 2 in a row to the White Sox. There's just no doubt they have to bounce back, and Valdez is on the mound. I think he will keep the White Sox at bay. Last night they got 4 runs. The night before they got 4 runs. So I think tonight's the night they don't get 4 runs. So let's build this parlay, Bob.
All right, do it.
All right. I told you about the Astros, that bet there with taking the White Sox on their under team total. I do like the White Sox to win tonight. I've taken them back-to-back nights, and they've lost. Why are you doing it again, Mike? Because it's the Houston Astros, and I think they'll bounce back. I don't think they're going to lose 3 in a row. So not a lot of value on the money line right now. You can get it at minus 137, which I would say by itself is still a pretty good bet. Not a lot of value in terms of what Pinnacle prices it at necessarily. I mean, obviously the White Sox money line has more positive expected value by a little bit, but I still like the Astros to win tonight. So I would recommend still taking it at the minus 137 that you're seeing there, because you can see minus 155, minus 150, getting a little too high, a little too juiced there. And even at minus 137, semi-juiced, but not super. So we'll add that to the parlay here. Now we'll go to the Dodgers and the Brewers. And I think we're going to, once again, look at a juiced money line in the Dodgers. Gonsolin on the mound. Lauer's good. It's in Milwaukee, but I don't think Milwaukee beats them 2 in a row. Nothing going on for the Dodgers on the money line itself, standalone. Not worth taking anywhere. Pinnacle prices it at minus 160. You're not going to get that. There is positive expected value on the Brewers money line. But once again, I am under the impression that the Dodgers have been one of the most consistent teams in baseball, and I don't think they lose back-to-back here to Milwaukee, especially with Gonsolin on the mound, who's lost 1 game the entire year himself. So, again, we're using the parlay builder. That's what the tool's there for. Let's add it to the parlay, and let's take a look at what our value is with these 2 bets. So, 2-leg parlay. Obviously, we're not beating what Pinnacle has this priced at plus 180. We can get it for plus 172 on Bet Rivers. 2 juiced money lines on a couple of teams that are coming off of losses. One of them coming off a loss 2 nights in a row in the Astros. So I think it's a good spot to take them. And at plus 172 for both of those teams, I like it.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. I'm with you 100% there. All right. By the way, Pam Hammond is watching right now, Mike, on Facebook. And so is Susan Lashbrook.
So Bob LoGrasso.
That's
you
right.
count for one of our viewers, dude. Get out of here. Remove this guy.
I got to do it, man. I got
to be in here.
I'm trying
you
to
don't
get
need to be in here.
I'm trying to get some Facebook comments going. All right. Look, Justin Williams, Mets minus 1.5 plus 120. I think I like that. Scherzer is on the mound tonight. Glenn Howard, very good point, Glenn. Guardians run line was another coffee pick from us this morning. All right. Along with your NRFI. And Jacob, trainer is here as usual. Build. We are building and building. I'm taking the Cardinals on the run line. I'm actually going to go right now and share my screen. And we're going to go look at the positive EV page. I know Mike's already looked at it from the standpoint of the recommended filters.
You have one on as well.
Right. He picked the Cardinals over 4.5. Here's another one, but it's minus 200. Here's the problem with a play like this. It's too juiced, over 6.
Yeah.
So here's the question. What is the line on this play? So let's take a look at what the line is on the total. All right.
I believe 7.5.
Let's figure out from there what we want to do. All right. Well, the total's 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if we're going over 6, and we can go over 6.5, and we can go over 7.5, and we can go over 7, we could build us a little butterfly there that would actually offset any losses that we get. Because last night, Mike, I wound up 6-6, but I had $20 profit.
Yep. And that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're talking about records. 6-6, you'd say, "Oh, you're 500. You broke even." No,
right.
You break even.
I actually made money. Right.
Made money.
I made money because of one thing: working the positive EV page. So we're going to work it a little bit more here. We're going to change this. We're going to go to our market, take the player props out, and we are going to look at player props tonight too. We're going to take our maximum odds. We've got today's date and make it 25. And here we go. Now, take a look. There's a positive EV play on the over 8. The number's 7.5, right? Okay. Over 8 plus 120. I like, how I like making those plays. I'm considering doing this one right here, but I'm actually going to put a half a unit on it because I'm going to put a full unit on the over 6 on the positive EV. Okay.
Well, my only worry on taking any overs is, as you've seen in this series, pretty low scoring. I
agree.
I
agree.
But last night you did get 7 runs in that game, so
right. I'm taking the chance with the half a unit. I'm shooting for the over 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, and 8. That's how I'm going to approach it. Put a full unit on the over 6. Everything else is a half unit. And if it hits, I look really good.
Yeah. Well, the problem is Quantrill's a pretty good pitcher. And as of late, he has been very good, and he has had success against Detroit. So it's going to come down to, can the Cleveland offense carry an over enough in this game? Well, who's on the mound for the Tigers? Well, it's Daniel Norris. And if you want to know a little bit about him, well, he did pitch for the Cubs at one time. He's 0-4 with a 5.97 ERA. So there you go.
Okay.
Maybe the over can hit that butterfly, Bob.
I like this play here. The Mets first half team total over 2.5 runs, plus 125, plus 112 on the Pinnacle line, plus 122 when you take out the juice, 24-cent market with. I am adding that to my bet tracker for a full unit. Now, I didn't get to play a Vladdy Guerrero player prop today, and I'm glad that I didn't, because he didn't do anything. But the past 2 nights, he has hit for over 1.5 player bases. So let's see what we could find out here in player props right now as we talk. Okay. Mike, I'm seriously considering 2 plays.
Okay.
Max Scherzer under 2.5 player earned runs. Now we're talking about earned runs. We're not talking about total runs. And Pete Alonso over 1.5 player bases. Jake Odorizzi is pitching for Atlanta. Not been impressive since he's come over. I am going to hit the Scherzer play and I'm going to hit the Alonso play. I like them both.
Well, and the Braves have been pounding the Mets the last couple of nights. The offense has been very suspect from the Mets, scoring 1 run in the 2 games. So I would have to imagine that the Mets are due to break out offensively in this game,
Right.
especially considering this is a 4-game series.
Right. Now, look at this one. And I want to point out something to y'all. The Rockies have lost 34 of their last 40 games in St. Louis.
Yes.
Jordan Montgomery is on the mound tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There is a player outs prop here of over 17.5 player outs, okay? That means he's got to pitch 6 innings, okay? Plus 105, it's minus 114 on the Pinnacle line, plus 100 when you take the juice out. 29-cent market width. I like this play a lot. I'm going to ride Jordan Montgomery until he falls down because, quite frankly, with the Cardinals' defense, I think he's a perfect pitcher for that team. So those are a couple of plays that I am hitting tonight. I'm going to go ahead and go to my bet tracker here real quick and show you what we hit. Now, I haven't added the runs here of the Guardians and Detroit, the 6 and the 6.5, the other ones. But I have added the 8. I will add the other ones later. We did have that Mets minus 1.5, by the way, this morning on the show too. Mets over 2.5 first half team total runs, plus 125 on DraftKings. Max Scherzer under 2.5 player earned runs, minus 120 on BetMGM. Pete Alonso in the same game, over 1.5 player basis, plus 105 on PointsBet. And Jordan Montgomery, over 17.5 player outs, plus 105 on DraftKings. Let me show you my bet tracker dashboard. I'm now up to 34.89 with the win that we had with Minnesota today. Got $300 in pending bets, 9% return on investment, 51% beating the closing line value. And folks, this is no joke here. This is about 3 months worth of positive EV, and you could see there's 1 week in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The last 15 weeks, 1 losing week, Mike. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's all positive EV.
Can't beat that, Bowie.
And you know what? It's using the positive EV page to your advantage. Now, Randy bet the Mets on the money line. Okay. I mean, that's fine. But Randy, what kind of value did you get? That's the question. Let's take a look here and see what it is. The Pinnacle line's minus 147. Minus 150 is the best you can get it on BetMGM. So, that's why we went with the run line. Plus Scherzer's pitching. You got to at least try to hang in there with what Scherzer is doing. He's a heck of a pitcher, heck of a guy.
Well, and the Mets outside are just outside the top 5 ATS for the season. So I think it would, if you're expecting the Mets to win tonight, I think that you do got to take them on the run line because you're going to find pretty good value there, I think.
Mike, joining us on Facebook right now is our friend, especially from the 2019 Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues, former St. Globe Democrat, St. Louis Blues beat writer George Solak is in the chat.
Awesome.
On Facebook. Say hi to George. George,
how are you doing, George?
We got to do the show again sometime. We loved having you on the radio show, and you know what? Heck, Mike, we'd love to have him on here, wouldn't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do that sometime.
Let's do that. Let's have a special guest on here and talk some hockey.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So that is positive EV. That is Bet Tracker. And Mike, you got anything else? Or otherwise, you know what? We're going to say goodbye. And I think I'm going to go have a beer.
Ooh. No, I got nothing else. I am taking the Rays on the money line. I don't think I pointed that out.
Well, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to take – I mean, the Yankees since July 9th, believe it or not, Bob, the Yankees are in a class with – you ready for the teams they're in a class with?
Yeah, go
They're
for
in the
it.
same class as the Tigers, the Marlins, the Nationals, the Pirates. I mean,
wow. Who'd have thunk that?
But right? Here's what's ironic. They've won 70-plus games this year, so you're thinking, how have they been that bad during that stretch? Yeah. Well, it's because they were just dynamite early on. So the Yankees are very much struggling, and the Yankees offense, I will ask, where have they been? What happened?
Very quickly, Glenn Howard's the guy that I talked to on the phone the other day. And yes. He has been on every broadcast here in the live chat. And we'd like to thank Glenn for joining in. He's following our bets. Trust me, man, we're doing the best we can to get you the best odds, the best numbers for you to make money, for us to make money. Everybody needs to make money. OddsJam.com, the premier odds comparison company. Hopefully, George, sports betting will be coming to Missouri soon. I hope so.
It should.
I know. A lot of tax dollars are missing out on. Peace. Have a great day.
We're doing it fine.